Hey, good evening, glow stick slash super duper fancy schmancy flashlight aficionados, my brethren. Nothing too amazingly fancy tonight. I tried to do a reveal on the saber. My camera had different ideas. I don't know, my camera, it's not really a camera, is it? It's a cell phone, and it updated today, and the camera's been a little bit sketchy, so who knows if this video is actually going to work. But anyway, today I received a this is a saber that someone had produced from modular hilt system parts, and I saw it on eBay, and I kind of like the cut of that person's jib as far as what they produced. So they made this saber, and it uses, like I said, modular hilt system parts purchased from the custom saber shop, which is a wonderful resource for. It's the custom saber shop. They offer everything. So if you haven't ever checked out their wares, definitely do. It's the best place to go to enhance existing sabers or create custom sabers, or just buy little greeblies and parts that you might need. Blades, I love their blades. So shout out to those guys. Anyway, so what we have here is a saber that has the guts, I would assume, of an ultra saber, and I'll show you why in a minute. It has a fire orange blade, and I actually went to their the custom saber shop website, and all the parts that are used to construct this thing are readily available. So that's kind of interesting. The person that made this, they put the little O-rings on here. I don't really like O-rings. I think they look cheesy, but these are glued in, so I guess they're there to stay. So you got your blade retention screw. I like that because the blade sets in all the way to this this particular O-ring here, and then the blade retention screw is kind of like in the middle, so that the blade's very secure. I like these little details right here on the end. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Kyberlite, and I have a fondness for the Kyberlite. What really sold me on this is that I like how it has a thin neck. So this in and of itself is kind of a centerpiece. So you have the blade holder, and then a little centerpiece here, and then this is all kind of one piece, and then the pommel. So it's kind of a 4-piece construction. So as I said, I really like the thin neck here. It's a really nice point to hold this saber, and you can see it has a guarded switch from an ultra saber's whatever saber he pulled this off of, or I'm not sure if you can actually purchase the electronics in this form from loose from ultra sabers. I'd have to check their website just to find out. Here's another thing that sold me. He's got a little LED, and the LED lights up in orange, which is really cool. So it's the same color as the blade, and I thought that was kind of unique. So that's another thing that really sold me on this. And I actually got this thing for a pittance. It was really inexpensive, and I feel like I got a really good deal. Here's what I really like about this thing is these concentric rings, if that's the correct term, on the handle. That's pretty awesome. I like that design. Kind of gives you that Darth Revan kind of feel, and that's kind of my favorite aesthetic for a saber. And it has a really nice CoverTech wheel. I always like the CoverTech wheels that aren't super plain. They have these little details on them, little holes, little groove cut into the outer ring, and these details here. I don't know. I just don't really like a plain CoverTech wheel. I like something with a little bit of design ethos. And another thing I like, really, really basic pommel, but it has this weird insert that says the custom saber shop. Kind of reminds me of the details that you would find on the end of a Graflex, where it says Graflex generated in New York and blah 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 blah. I don't know if anybody knows this, but if you watch the scene in The Empire Strikes Back where Luke's hanging upside down and he reaches out with the Force to get his hands on his saber, well, if you freeze frame that and look at the end of the saber where the C clip is attached to the saber, you can actually see in English it has the original verbiage from the Graflex saber saying it was generated in New York and all that stuff. It's kind of like one of those little things that's well known in the Star Wars fandom. One of those little inconsistencies. So what do they call that? They call that a continuity error, but it actually adds to the lore of Star Wars and the overall pastiche of our addiction here. Anyway, so not uncommon knowledge, but something I felt compelled to share. So let's turn this on. And this is my second saber with an orange blade, and so now that's starting to become a thing. Never had orange. Now all of a sudden I have orange, and I'm starting to really like it. Obviously, this is just a stunt saber, so nothing too fancy schmancy. Just got a run-of-the-mill Ultra Sabers blade in here. I'm starting to run out of Ultra Sabers blades. I think I'm gonna have to do a grab bag, purchase a few of them. But right now, money is super tight, so I'm kind of backing off on the new purchases. But that's okay because I have 6 sabers coming from various and sundry sources. So I'm not for want of sabers. Yeah, at any rate, so that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you my new acquisition, and I quite like it. So now I'm going to ask everyone for a favor. It's not really a contest or anything like that, but this saber's going to need a name, and I've had a friend of mine at work made a suggestion, but I'm kind of open to what you guys would suggest. Nothing dirty, please. I'm not really into that. I try to keep this channel clean, so don't post anything dirty in the comments. But if you have anything like a 2-name kind of thing, or like a word that's an adjective or whatnot, I'm open to suggestions. Obviously, it's not really a contest with prizes because I don't really have anything to give, and this is a very small channel thus far. But I leave it up to you guys to help me out here. So, thus endeth the video, and I hope that everyone has a really, really awesome weekend. And that about wraps up for me for tonight. And I think what I'm going to do is turn this on, and I will say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And have a good evening.